What if I were to suggest that all your beliefs regarding sleep are the result of a meticulously crafted deception by the most astute minds? The enigma surrounding human existence has been concealed in plain sight throughout every night of your life. There are those who prefer you do not engage with this video until its conclusion. For once you grasp the true nature of your consciousness during sleep, your perspective will be irrevocably altered. Each night, as your head meets the pillow and your eyes gently close, you may believe you are merely succumbing to slumber, that your brain is entering a state of rest. However, what if I were to suggest that this notion represents one of the most profound deceptions in human history? Carl Jung articulated this notion, asserting, when you sleep, your consciousness isn't shutting down. It is detaching and traveling, with the evidence meticulously erased from your memory. May I pose a question? Have you ever emerged from a dream that seemed to surpass the very essence of reality? The colors more vibrant, the emotions more profound, and encounters with individuals who felt hauntingly familiar despite never having crossed paths before. This experience transcends mere dreaming. It represents a glimpse of your authentic self piercing through the obscuring layers of existence. Before we delve deeper, if you're new to our community, I invite you to subscribe to our channel. Should you find value in this discourse, your support would greatly encourage us to continue producing high-quality content, exploring topics from ancient Egypt to Tibet, the enigmatic teachings of forgotten civilizations, and even classified governmental initiatives. This body of knowledge has been preserved by a select few for centuries. Sleep is not merely a state of unconsciousness. It serves as a gateway. This clandestine manuscript by Carl Jung elucidates these concepts, a work so perilous that it has faced destruction, prohibition, and concealment throughout history. It unveils the notion that during sleep, one's soul rehearses for death, not in the manner of fear we have been conditioned to accept, but as a nightly odyssey into realms where one is unbounded, limitless, and entirely liberated. However, there exists a crucial aspect that they wish to keep hidden. Should you ever awaken to your true essence in sleep, you would become ungovernable. Consider this. Why has the art of dream interpretation been trivialized into mere entertainment? Why is it that scientists tend to steer clear of conversations surrounding astral projection, even though government agencies have been examining it for decades? Why are the vivid dreams of children often relegated to mere imagination until they are conditioned to forget? It seems that once one becomes aware of their journey during sleep, the fear of death diminishes. And when that fear dissipates, so too does the inclination to comply. During slumber, the brain transitions into theta and delta frequencies, creating a gateway between the physical and non-physical realms. You are no longer restricted by the constraints of gravity, time, or logic. You transform into something primordial, something formidable. The astral realm transcends mere fantasy. It represents an additional dimension of existence that you traverse nightly, albeit without recollection. The sensation of falling just before awakening signifies a misalignment of consciousness during this separation. The experience of floating between sleep and wakefulness marks the onset of your soul's nightly journey. You engage in this process regularly, though you may not have been conditioned to recognize it. Imagine the possibilities if you could retain those memories and consciously explore these realms. The ancient Egyptians did not merely recline and await the arrival of dreams. The Tibetan masters did not stumble upon dream yoga by mere chance. Rather, they meticulously cultivated it. They recognized sleep as a conduit between realms and approached it with deliberate intention, rather than ambiguity. You, on the other hand, were taught to collapse in a bed, exhausted, to flood your brain with screens until the last second to go unconscious, because unconsciousness is safe, unconsciousness is predictable. But awareness is dangerous. It breaks the spell. I've pieced together the techniques from this forbidden knowledge, simple practices from Carl Jung that clear spiritual interference, activate pineal gland, and open the door that's been locked since birth. Imagine lying down tonight, and instead of drifting into oblivion, you begin to feel your energy body loosen, a gentle buzzing of floating S. In sensation, you see yourself rise not physically, but consciously hovering above your sleeping form. In that moment, you know with absolute certainty you are not your body, you are awareness pure and boundless. The room fades, you move with thought, not steps. You think a mountain, and instantly you're there. You sense someone you've lost, and suddenly they appear not as memory, but as living consciousness. And deep for the first time, you don't question it. You remember this language, this way of being. It's always been inside you now. When you return, you don't just wake up, you come back, and with you comes a piece of the realm you touched, a download, a shift, a knowing that lingers all day. You look at the world differently. You sense deception. You feel energy. Your intuition strengthens because something in you has been reactivated. That's when the dream stops being a dream and starts becoming a mission. One is not merely in slumber. One embarks on a journey imbued with intent, engaging in restoration, acquiring wisdom, and reshaping narratives to reclaim fragments of the self that have been adrift through the ages. A conflict rages within the realm of your awareness. A subtle struggle waged not through arms, but through diversions. The blue light disrupts your circadian rhythm, while certain chemicals contribute to the calcification of your pineal gland. Additionally, the content consumed conditions the mind to lose touch with genuine meaning. This has led to a normalization of forgetfulness, resulting in a state of spiritual amnesia. Appear to embody achievement, you awaken, feeling disoriented and detached, pursuing caffeine and perusing your device before you even recollect your identity is intentional. The instant you awaken and recall your aspirations and the essence of your dreaming, you begin to dismantle the enchantment. Existence operates on a framework, and slumber is the gateway to the fundamental source. Each night, as you transition into theta, your awareness connects with the quantum realm, the domain of infinite possibilities. The ancients understood this, which is why initiation commenced in the realm of dreams. Mystery schools meticulously trained their disciples to engage in conscious dreaming prior to uttering the sacred phrases. You have experienced those instances when time seemed to halt, when an inexplicable sensation coursed through your body, when you sensed an impending call moments before your phone chimed. Those were not mere anomalies. They served as reminders of your multidimensional essence, with sleep acting as your rejuvenation. It is at the conclusion of the performance that the authentic self reveals itself. The self that possesses the ability to soar, that recalls previous existences, that has observed the very structure of reality from an external perspective. This aspect of oneself is unafraid of mortality, does not pursue accolades, and requires no validation for its existence. The deeper the connection to this essence, the more the fabric of reality aligns with one's intentions, not through grand gestures, but through nuanced and profound transformations. As synchronicities become more prevalent, individuals begin to perceive you in a different light. When you articulate your thoughts, they tend to materialize, not merely due to fortune, but because you're achieving a state of alignment. This evening, prior to resting, engage in a dialogue with yourself. I shall retain the essence of my dreams this evening, and I will find myself conscious within their realm. Maintain a notebook adjacent to your sleeping quarters. Even if the entries are mere fragments, inscribe them. Over time, the underlying code will become increasingly discernible, revealing recurring patterns and symbols. You may notice individuals who re-emerge in your reflections. This constitutes your astral map unfurling, a manifestation of your essence revealing its past and aspirations. Forgetting was never your destiny. Rather, remembrance was always intended. While your physical form is transient, Your consciousness endures eternally. The esoteric knowledge was not lost. It was concealed by those who comprehended its significance. For if every individual recognized their nature as multidimensional travelers, the implications would be profound. If every person remembered where they actually go when they sleep, the system would crumble overnight. You can't trap a free soul. You can't sell fear to someone who visits eternity every night. Maybe you didn't find this by accident. Maybe your soul brought you here as a reminder, a nudge, a spark, because you've been drifting, go to sleep, and forgetting, feeling like something's missing, but not knowing. What's missing, the real you, the you that flies through portals, the you that knows this world is not the only world. And now that you've remembered there's no turning back, sleep is not unco. Anxiousness, it's the doorway they never wanted you to walk through with awareness tonight. When you close your eyes, will you remember who you really are? The choice has always been yours. Thank you so much. CH for staying with me through this exploration. If you found value in today's discussion, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and share this video with someone who might benefit from it.